ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा गुरवे सर्वलोकानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। नत्वा श्रीभारती तीर्थविद्यारण्यमुनीश्वरौ
नत्वा श्री भारतीतीर्थविद्यारण्यमुनीश्वरौ
अधीमहे पञ्चदशीं कैवल्यपदसिद्धये।
धीमहे पञ्चदशीं कैवल्यपदसिद्धये।
पञ्चदश्यां द्वैत विवेक प्रकरणम्। ईश्वरेणापि जीवेन सृष्टं द्वैतं विविच्यते।
ईश्वरेणापि जीवेन सृष्टं विविच्यते।
विवेके सति जीवेन हेयो बन्धस्फुटी भवेत्।
विवेके सति जीवेन हेयो बन्धस्फुटी भवेत्।
माया तु प्रकृतिं विद्यां मायिनं तु महेश्वरम्।
माया प्रकृतिं विद्यां मायिनं तु महेश्वरम्।
समायी सृजतीत्यागुष्वेताश्वतरशाखिनः।
समायी सृजति श्वेतशरशाखिनः।
इदानीं सृष्टं द्वैतं विविच्यते। केन सृष्टं द्वैतं? ईश्वरेण सृष्टं द्वैतं विद्यते। जीवेनापि जीवेन सृष्टं द्वैतमपि अस्ति एव। अतः ईश्वरेणापि जीवेन जीवेश्वरयोः उभयोः सृष्टं द्वैतं जगत् विच्यते। तेन किं भवति, किं प्रयोजनम् इति पृच्छेत्। विवेके सति, विवेके द्वैत विवेचने क्रियमाणे सति जीवेन हेयः बन्धः, जीवेन हेयः, हेयः इत्युक्ते हातुं योग्यः बन्धः, हातुं योग्यः बन्धः, जीवेन बन्धः हेयः, त्यक्तुं योग्यः सः एव हेयः, सः स्फुटी भवेत्, सः स्फुटी भवेत्, तस्य तेन स्पष्टतां भवति, गच्छेत् इति। द्वितीय श्लोके आचार्येण श्वेताश्वतर उपनिषद मंत्रम मंत्रेण उक्तः यत् माया तु प्रकृतिं विद्यां मायिनं तु महेश्वरम्। माया इति उक्ते प्रकृतिः विद्यात्, किन्तु कः मायी, मायी तु ईश्वरः एव, परमेश्वरः। प्रकृतिः माया, प्रपंच परिमाणस्य अथवा उपादानकारणं प्रकृतिः, किन्तु प्रकृत्या किं संभवति मायिनं विना। अतः मायिनं, मायी महेश्वरः। केवलं मायिना अपि जगत् सृष्टिः न संभवति, अतः मायायाः अपि आवश्यकम् अस्ति। अतः मायी महेश्वरः, माया प्रकृतिः, सः मायी ईश्वरः सृजति इति श्वेताश्वतरशाकिनः आगुः। We have seen these two shlokas in the last class. This Jagat must have come from something. It has not come out of nothing. That is not possible. From nothing, nothing comes. Therefore, this Jagat must have been there before the Srishti, in the form of unmanifest. So this unmanifest Jagat, this manifest Jagat must have been there in unmanifest form, potential form. The unmanifest form of Jagat is Maya. This Maya can by itself, herself, evolve into Jagat? No. Therefore, Mayi. Jagat Karanam Ishvaraha, therefore, Maya Sagita. Ishvaraha, when we say it is Maya Sagita, Jagat Karanam Ishvaraha. That is what is presented here. You cannot arrive at Jagat Karanam by Yukti. Yuktya Jagat Karanam Kimiti Yatum Nashakyate. Therefore, there must be, therefore, there is Shastram. Chetana Karta is the Ishvaraha. Prakriti is the matter. It is the fundamental matter. It is inert, Jada. It cannot evolve itself into Jagat. There must be a presiding principle, which is Ishvaraha. Therefore, Mayinam tu Maheshwaram iti vidyat. Maya adhyakshena prakritihi suyate sacharacharam. The Gitayam Bhagavata Uttam. The Maya is Upadana Karanam. Mayi is Nimitta Karanam. Therefore, only we say abhinna nimitta upadana karanam Ishvaraha iti. So therefore, both material and intelligent cause. So that is what the following shlokas, 18 shlokas, how by Ishvara all these beings, the Srishti is evolved, is talked about. Samahi Srijati iti Shvetashvatara Shakinaha, the recensions, those who studied the recensions of Shvetashvatara, Shakaha Asyasti iti Shakino Shakinaha. The Shvetashvatara Upanishad belongs to Krishna Yajurveda, therefore, those who study Krishna Yajurveda, they say, iti aggu Ishvaraha Srijati. Ishvarena Srishtam Tvaitam iti. Why Ishvara created this Jagat? Ishvarena kimartam Jagat Srishtam iti prachet. It is for Jivanam Karma Palakshayartham. It is for the Jivas to exhaust their karma. This Pancha Bhautika Jagat, it has to be created purely by Ishvara for the sake of the exhaustion of the karma pala of the jivas. Because karma pala being there, karma pala is satyam, ritam, avashyam bhavitvad, avashyam anubhoktavyam, whether it is punya or papa, shubha shubham, karma palam avashyam anubhoktavyam. So karma cannot destroy without being experienced. It is not possible. It is against the order. Therefore, Ishvara has to create the Jagat for Jiva to experience the karma pala, and therefore for Jiva he created Bhoga Ayatanam, Bhoga Sadhanam, the Sharira, Indriya, and Bhogya Prapancha, of course. The world of transaction, the world with which the Jiva makes transaction. Therefore, Ishvara has to create the world, Jagat, for the sake of Jiva. Iti, that is made very clear. Therefore, only this Jagat is Srishtam. This, if you ask what is this, how this karma, when did karma started? That we cannot say. It means we cannot ask for the first Srishti. When did Bhagavan started creating Srishti? It means you are asking when the Jivas started accumulating karma. If you ask then Jiva, you can say Jiva started accumulating karma from the previous Janma. Which Janma? Previous Janma. Janma to that, what is the previous Janma? It is the first Janma? No, there is no first Janma. Therefore, there is no point where we cannot definitely say in this Janma, because that Janma implies a previous Janma. Every Janma has got Karana Karya, Karma is there, therefore only Janma is. This Janma is due to previous Janma due to previous Janma, therefore Janma is also Anadi. Therefore Srishti is also Anadi. That is why we say it is cyclic. It has no Adiyanta. It is no Adi, it has no Anta. Srishti has no Adi, no Anta. Janma and Marana has got no beginning. Narupamasteka tato palabhyate nanto nachate nachasam pratishta. So therefore, beginning, when did karma begin? We cannot ask. So beginning cannot be known. It has no beginning because anadi it is. Therefore, Ishvaraha srujati iti. So therefore, Jivanam karma pala bhavahartam kshayartam Ishvarena idam jagat srishtam iti uktam. Then The next shloka, shloka number 3. From this shloka onwards, Acharya quotes from different Shruti and talks about Ishvara Srishti. Let us read the third shloka. Atma va idamagre bhut sahi kshata sruja iti.
आत्मा वा इदमग्रे
आत्मावादमग्रे
भूत् स
भूत्सहे
एष
क्षतसृजा इति
सृजा इति
संकल्पेन सृजल लोकान् सयेथा इति बह्वरुचाः.
संकल्पेन
सङ्कल्पेन
सृजन्
सृजल्लोकान् स
लोकान्
एता
इति
इति
वक्तृचाः
वक्पथाः
आत्मा वा idam agre abhut. By seeing the shloka, we can infer this must have been from a Upanishad. Etat Aitareya Upanishad Vakyam. Aitareya Upanishadi Uktam asti. Yat Atma va idameka eva agre asit nanyat kinch nanamishat taikshata lokanusruja iti saiman lokan asrujata. ऐत्रेय उपनिषदः प्रथम अध्यायस्य प्रथम मन्त्रः. And also अहं जगतः सृष्टिं कुर्याम् इति ईश्वरः अचिन्तयत्. It is from the Aitreya Upanishad, the Rig Veda. Idam agre atma vai abhut, lung lakara abhut. Saha kaha ishvaraha. Saha ikshata srija iti. That is not srija, srijai sandhi. Aham srijai, may I create. Srijai, yadi sandhi, srija iti. Sankalpena एतान् लोकान् अस्त्रजत इति बह्वृचाः आगुः बहु ऋचाः. ऋच् मंत्र बह्वयः ऋचः येषां ते इति बहुव्रीहि समासः. बह्वृचाः आगुः. Rigveda is called by that name, Bhakvruchaha, because it contains Bhakvayaha Richaha, many Rig mantras. Bhakvayaha Richaha Yasmin. Saha Vedaha Rigvedaha Bhakvarichaha Vedaha. Taittreya Upanishad says, Idam agre Atma vai abhut. Idam agre. This idam referring to this jagat. So agre srishtehe purvam. Agre is before. So srishtehe purvam idam jagat etat jagat atma eva abhut asit. This jagat, this gocharam jagat, prameya gocharam jagat, drishti gocharam jagat, this jagat which is available for our perception. Srishtehe purvam idam jagat sarvam jagat atma eva asit abhut. Atma eva asit, Paramatma eva asit. It was in the form of Atma alone. The Jagat was in the form of Atma alone before Srishti. Srishtehe prak. Srishtehe purvam prak agre Atma eva. Atmanam vihaya anyat vastu kinchitana asit. Was there any other thing before? No. Atma vai abhut. Atma vai abhut. This Jagat was in the form of Atma Brahma eva. It is in the form of Brahma Eva. So, therefore, what was there before Srishti, before creation is Brahma Eva. Then what about the Prakriti? Maya, it was an unmanifest form. Maya, without Maya, Brahma cannot create. Brahma is incapable of creating the Jagat. Maya also independently cannot do. That is why we say Vagartha Samprukta Vagartha Pratipattahe. Jagatah Pitaro Vande Parvati Parameshwaro, they are inseparably together. So therefore, Prakriti, which was in the potential form before creation. So both this Brahma and Maya together created the Jagat. So therefore Maya together, only Jagat creation is possible. Therefore Maya must have been there. This Jagat, Avyakritam Jagat, must have been there before Avyakritam Jagat in the potential form. So therefore Atma Eva Asit, Paramatma Eva Asit, and this Jagat was in the potential form. So therefore both are required for Srishti. Atma Eva Abhut. Then from Atma alone, the Srishti cannot come from Paramatma alone, from Brahma alone. Either one of them cannot create the Jagat independently. Therefore, Atma vai idamagre asit, then along with Atma, this unmanifest Prakriti also was there. Then Saha, that is why Saha, now Maya Sagita Brahma, now that becomes Saha Ishvaraha, Mayi. Therefore, Saha Ishvaraha, Saha Atma, Saha Paramatma, Ikshata. It should be Aikshata, past tense. Aikshata, Ikshadatu, Langrupam. Should be Aikshata, but Ikshata. It is Chandasam, Chandasa Prayogaha. Ishvaraha, Alochitavan, Alochanam Kritavan. Ishvara visualized. So Ikshata. Veda has the right to use. You can say Ikshata. But we need to understand it is Aikshata. Ikshata is not as per Panini Sutras. Aikshata, Aikshan. So Aikshata is the right form, but Ikshata is a Vedic usage, Chandasam. So Saha, what we will use Aikshata. Saha Aikshata. Ikshata is a Aikshata we need to understand. It is Aikshata is saw. It's not just seeing, it is visualization. It is visualization. Visualization of what? This Jagat. The purpose of Jagat is to provide a place, a bhogya prapancha for jivas to exhaust their karma. Therefore, Saha Aikshata, he visualized what? Aham Srijai iti. Srijai is Aham is understood. Srijai is Uttam Purusha Ekavacham Lot. Aham Srijai. From the mere Sankalpa, Ishvara created this Etan Lokan Sankalpena Astrajat. Astrajat. That is the Shakti of Bhagavan. But mere Sankalpa he could create. That is called Ishvara Swapnam. Ishvara visualized. Our Swapna is Swapna Jagat. Our Swapna is Avidya created. Ishvara Swapna is visualization. This is the dream of Ishvara. In the dream of Ishvara, all the jivas, all of us, we function, we operate. When Ishvara wakes up, when Ishvara drops his Swapna, when he wakes up, then the Pralaya takes place. So therefore, Ishvaraha visualize Aikshata Etan Lokan Sankalpena Asrajat iti. सः एतान् लोकान् असृजत्. सः एतानि लोकान् भुवनानि असृजत सृष्टिम् अकरोत् इति ऋग्वेदिनः आगुः. we have to supply. आगुः इति ऋग्वेदिनः तैत्रे उपनिषदि उक्तं. तैत्रे उपनिषद belongs to Rigveda. Therefore, Rigveda says the Upanishad says the author says. So एवं ईश्वरः संकल्पं कृत्वा एतानि भुवनानि असृजत् इति श्रुत्या उक्तम्. ऐत्रेय उपनिषदा उक्तम्. Then let us read the Tika. Tika is not elaborate, just the author. He quotes from the Tika. He quotes from the Upanishad. Aitreya Upanishad Vakyam Artataha Anusankramati just mentions the meaning Artataha, Artena, Panchamyarte Tasil Artataha. Aitreya Upanishad Vakyam, the author, Anusankramati, he just mentions, repeats, Atma iti. Atma va idam ekah eva agre asit na anyat kinchit mishat saha ikshata lokano sraja iti saiman lokan asrajata iti anena. Asrajata plus iti. Asrajate is the vakyam, Shruti vakyam. Asrajata ityanena vakyena अद्वितीयस्य परमात्मनः एव जगत्सृष्टत्वं बह्वृचा ऋक् शाखाध्यायिनः बह्वृचाः ऋक् शाखाध्यायिनः आगुः इत्यर्थः. So ईश्वर परमात्मनः एव जगत्सृष्टत्वं जगत्सृष्टत्वं जगत्कर्ता जगत्सृष्टत्वं सृष्टा जगत्सृष्टा सृष्टि सृष्टा जगतः सृष्टा is Paramatma eva, Paramatma alone. Iti by many mantras, Madhya the mantras of the Rig Veda says, those who study the mantras of Rig Veda says, Rig Veda Shaka Adhyayinaha Vadanti Aguhu. Therefore, Ishvara created this Jagat, the Jagat which is with which we do our transactions. Then further he says, how this Jagat is created. Kambhaivagnijalorvyoshadhyannadeha kramadhami.
हम वायवग्निजलो यन्न क्रमादमे
Sambhuta brahmanastasmadetasmadatmanokhila.
सम्भूता
Okay. There is some problem in hearing. Anyway, it's okay. Can you hear me? Is my voice audible?
Yes.
1 minute. Let me, for safer side, I'll switch on the other. Yeah. Kam, Vayu, Agni. You have to see what are the words in that. Kam, Vayu, Agni, Jalor, Vyoshadhyanna, Deha. It is Itaretra Dvandva Samasa. Itaretra Dvandva. Kam is separately given. Then Vayu. Vayu, Agni, Jala, Urvi. Urvi means Prithvi. In Durga Suttam also there comes Urvi. Then Oshadi, Annadegaha. Vayu, Agni, Jala, Urvi, Oshadi, Annadegaha, Kramat. Iti. So Vayuscha, Agnischa, Jalamcha, Urvicha, Oshadischa, Annamcha, Degascha. Pom. Tritra Dvanda Samasa. Vaivagni Jalor Yoshadhyannadekha. Jannadekha. So this shloka is quotes. This shloka he quotes from the again from the Krishna Yajurveda, Taittiriya Upanishad, famous Vakya. Tasmadetasmadatmanaha akasha sambhutaha akashadvayuhu vayoragnihi agnerapah advyah prithvi prithvyam oshadayah oshadibhyonnam अन्नात् पुरुषः इति तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदि श्रूयते अस्माभिः अपि दृष्टम्. So all this ami also asau amu ami like sakataute ami is ete, you can say ete arte ete kramat in order kramashah ete kramat kramashah sambhutaha sambhutaha prasutaha सम्यक् भूताः उत्पन्नाः समुत्पन्नाः इत्यर्थः. एताः समुत्पन्नाः अमी अखिलाः सर्वं क्रमात्. Now question comes कस्मात् तस्मादेतस्मादात्मनः तस्मात् that referring to Brahma, and that Brahma is this Atma, therefore Brahmanah Atmanah Sambhutaha. By saying Brahma is Atma is Brahma. Sambhutaha, all this. Kam is Akasha. Vayu, Agni and all we know. Urvi, Prithvi. Oshadi, the entire Vana Oshadi plant kingdom. Annadegaha, this physical stula shariram. All these are born from what? Tasmat Atmanaha Brahmanaha. Tasmat Atmanaha Brahmanaha Sambhutaha Akilaha Yete Ami. The Brahma and Atma are one. They are in Samanadikaranyam in the Shruti. Tasmat Etasmat. So therefore they are one. Tasmat etasmat atmanaha Shruti Vakya. Sambhutaha Brahmanaha Tasmat Brahmanaha Etasmat Atmanaha. Acharya here Vidyanamani clearly says Tasmat referring to Brahma, therefore Tasmat Panchami, Brahmanaha Panchami. Tasmat Brahmanaha Etasmat Atmanaha Akiraha. This Kambhayu Agni Jala Urvi Aushadi Annadegaha Akilaha Kramat in order. Not everything has come just in one, just like that. Kramat. Akashadvayu Vayoragnihi iti Kramat in order. Sambhutaha. Samyak Bhutaha. Samyak Utpannaha. Sambhutaha. So therefore Jagat Karanam therefore is what? Brahma Geva. All the elements and elementals. This Bhutani, Bhutikani. All these have come from Brahmatma. Kramat in order. Therefore the Jagat came into existence. From Brahma. Iti Acharya says, quoting from the Shruti Taittiriya Upanishad. So Jagat Karanam is Ishvaraha. Iti. Tika. Ishvarasya Jagat Karanatve. Ishvarasya Jagat Karanatvam Asti. Ishvaraha Jagat Karanam. For that, Taittiriya Shrutihi api Pramanam iti abhipretya tadvakyam artataha patati dvabhyam kam iti. In that two shlokas. In fact, the next shloka also. Artataha acharyaha patati vidyanamanihi pramanamiti abhipretya. They are pramanam. Therefore, mentioning these vakyas of the Shruti Taittiriya Upanishad. The next shloka also, the Acharya, Artataha Patati Shruti Vakyam. In other place in Taittiriya Upanishad, it is said, So Kamayata Bhagusyam Praja Yeti Satapo Tapyata Tatapastatva Idam Sarvam Asrujata. That Acharya, it presents in the form of a shloka. Let us read. Bhagusyamahamevhataf prajayeti kamataha.
बहुस्यामहमेवातः प्रजायेति कामतः
Tapastattva sujat sarvam jagadityagatitirihi.
तपस्तप्त्वा सृजत् सर्वं जगदित्यागतिर्हि
First line is difficult to read in the meter because that samskara is there, the chanting, the swara that comes. So, this is also from the Taittiriya Upanishad. Bahu Syam. Syam is Vidiling. Bhaveyam. Aham Bhaveyam. Uttama Purusha Ekavashana. Aham is understood. Aham also is given in the month. Aham e Bhaveyam Syam. What? Aham Bhaveyam. What? Bhagu Anekada. Aham Anekada Bhaveyam. Aham is who is this Aham? Aham Srijai iti. In Aitariya Upanishad, it is said Ishvaraha Aikshata Sujata Ikshata iti. So that is Aham Ishvaraha. Aham Ishvaraha Anekada Bhaveyam Syam. Praja Yeya Janma in form of different beings. Praja Yeya Janma Prapniyam. Ataha Kamataha. Ishvara is propelled by Kama. What Kama? Ishvara doesn't. If Ishvara also has Kama, then. But Ishvara has Kama. The karma of the jiva is the kama of the Ishvara. Therefore, only he visualizes. So, kamayata, that's what kamataha. Saha akamayata, he desired, he desired, means that desire is not binding desire. Desiring is this tapas. It is visualization of the Ishvara. Aham bhagusyam, aham bhagu bhaveyam, may I become many. Iti Ishvaraha akamayata, desired, Ishvara desired. And he became many. Ahameva Bhagusya Anekada Bhaveyam Prajayeya. So, iti. We know both Para Prakriti, Apara Prakriti in the language of Gita. Para Prakriti, Apara Prakriti. Para Prakriti is Brahma, Shuddha Chaitanya. Apara Prakriti is Jadam. These are the two in the Gita presented we saw. Two natures of Ishvara. So that Ishvara. Ishvaraha Prajayeya. Prajayeya, it's Vidiling. Jandatu, with pra upasarga. Jayeya, jayevagi, jayamagi. So, Uttam Purusha Ekavachanam, prajayeya. Kamataha, kamena. Kamataha is Panchamyas Tasal. But we need to understand kamena by desire. So, pra has got some significance. Pra upasarga indicates a special meaning. Why prajayeya? If Janma Prapniyam, suppose if it will only Jayeya, may I take birth? If Ishvara also take births, Ishvara taking birth means Ishvara must have karma. Then Ishvara has karma, Ishvara taking birth, Ishvara will have janma. Then therefore Asti Jayate, Vardate, Pranimate, Apakshiyate, Vinashyati, all these changes Shad Bhava, Shad Vikara will be there. Ishvara undergoes changes. If Ishvara himself undergoes changes, then where is moksha? No moksha is possible. Anirmoksha prasangaha. That is why pra as upasarga is there is important. Prajayeya, not just jayeya. Prakarshena jayeta. Without undergoing any change. That is the significance of the upasarga pra. Without undergoing any change. It means vivarta padana karanam. Without undergoing change, Ishvara became the Jagat. Prakarshena jayeta. Swarupa aparityagena. That's called Vivarta, yes. You have seen some other place, Vivarta. Vivarta without undergoing change. Swarupa aparityagena, without giving up the Swarupa, Ishvara became the Jagat. That is why it is a dream. This is what happens in the dream also. The dream, does the waker undergo any change? If the waker also undergoes change in the dream, then after he gets up, he will not be the same person. He will be a different person being Vivahara in the world. But it is not. The waker, without undergoing any change in the dream, as a dreamer he operates. After he wakes up, again, the same person only. Similarly, Ishvara also, without undergoing any change. So therefore, Vivarta, that is Vivarta, that meaning is there in Prakarshena Jageta. Ishvara desired, visualized. Ishvara visualized means Ishvara must be a conscious being. Therefore that Ishvaraha akamayata, so kamayata. So kamayata tells the desire is possible only for an intelligent being. Visualization is possible only for an intelligent principle. Therefore, that Saha akamayata tells intelligent cause. Bagusyam Prajayeta. So therefore Ishvara is both the Upadana Karanam, Nimitta Karanam, because Ishvara with Maya creates a Jagat without undergoing any change. And Ishvara is the intelligent cause also, therefore Nimitta Karanam api Ishvaraha, Upadana Karanam api, because Ishvara when we say it is Maya Sagita, therefore it's Upadana Karanam. Therefore only Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam. Therefore Ahameva Bagusyam Prajayeya. Ahameva Bagusyam Prajayeya iti. So therefore, Ishvaraha Atma Srijai iti Aikshata, as it is said in the Aitareya. So therefore, Bhagusyam Prajagaya iti Sarvam Asrajat. Sarvam Asrajat. He created this Jagat Sarvam. And creation is for Jivas, to exalt the Karma. Karma is Anadikala Pravrtaha. Karma is Anadi, Ajnanam is Anadi, therefore Karma is also Anadi. And Jagat, the Karanam also is Anadi. Karma is Anadi, Karma Pala is Anadi. Therefore, to exhaust Srishti is, therefore, Prajayeya, Tapastaptva, Asrajat, Sarvam Asrajat, Tapaha Taptva. Not simply Tapaha. Tapaha Taptva means, that is the Samyak Alochanam Krutva, Asrajat, Srishtim Akarot, Ishvaraha. What is the tapas? In the Mundaka Upanishad, we saw Yasya Jnanamayam Tapaha. Jnanamayam Tapaha. That is a tapas. Tapas means visualization. Samyak Alochanam Krutva. Ishvara need not follow any austerities. Tapaha is torturing one's body, one's mind, doing tapas. That is not a tapas. Just visualization is a tapas. Mayat Makasankalpaha. That is the tapas. Ishvara. The Sankalpa is a tapas of Ishvara. Maya is the mind of Ishvara. Therefore, Mayatmaka Sankalpaha. Ishvara does Sankalpa through the help of Maya, which is the mind of Ishvara. He also does Sankalpa. Our Sankalpa is Avidya Sankalpa. It is limited. Ishvara Sankalpa is with the Maya. Therefore, it is the total mind. So therefore, it is unlimited. Therefore, by Ishvara Sankalpa, this Jagat is created. So therefore, Ishvara said, let me become many. That is Sankalpa. Let me create this Srishti. Sankalpa. So tapas is it Maya Vrityatmakaha Sankalpaha. That is a tapas. Tapaka Krutva. So tap means to burn, but tap here it means to visualize. That is the meaning we have to take. Aloch here. Sarvam Jagat Asrajat. There is no time gap. That visualization is creation. It visualizes means it creates. The dream happens. Dream is visualization, but you don't know that you are the dreamer. But Ishvara knows. That's the difference. Therefore, visualization is creation. Therefore, tat srishtva tadeva anupravishat anupravesha shruti. So tat srishtva satyam andatam satyam abhavat in Taitara Upanishad. So tapastaptva asrajat. So visualize and created this Jagat iti. Because Bhagavan created the Jagat, now is it propelled by his desire? No. Ishvara is not touched by any desire because he is Nitya Shuddhaha, no desire. The visualization, this tapaha is only for the sake of jivas. Ishvara, without undergoing any change, he has become many. Therefore, the whole creation is eva, vivarta. It is eva, not real. It is eva. It is a swapna of the Ishvara. Therefore, for Ishvara is eva, whereas for us it is real because it has Vidu Vyavahara. So therefore, Ishvara is not touched by this visualization propelled by due to desire, not touched by desire, because Ishvara is Nitya Shuddhaha, is always pure, not touched by desire, is ever complete Purnaha. Therefore, Nitya Shuddhaha san, Ishvaraha, Akamaha san, Kamena, Prajayeya iti. Therefore, it has to be Vivarta, as though, because everything finally as though is going to be negated. So all as though. Therefore, Ishvaraha Anekada Aham Anekada Bhaveyam iti Sankalpam Krutva Sankalpam Krutavan Sakayeva Aikshata Alochanam Krutavan. So Krutva Idam Jagat Asrajat iti Tittirihi Titrina Proktayam Taitriya Upanishadi Vartate. एषः श्लोकः कुत्र वर्तते? तित्री birds. Titrina Proktayam Upanishad, Taitri Upanishad given by Titri. Titri Namaka birds, or you can say Titri is the name of the Rishi. That's how we have to take. In fact, there is a story, another story is that Titri birds. But Titri, you can take the name of the Rishi. Titrina Proktayam Taitri Upanishadi Vartate. What this shloka? So kamayata bhagusyam praja yeti iti. Therefore, quoting from the Taittiriya Upanishad, Acharya says this Jagat is the visualization of Ishvara. Then Tika. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma iti upakramya. That is how the Upanishad starts. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma yo vedanikitam guhayam parame vyobhan iti upakramya, having started. Tasmadvaya tasmad atmanaha akasha sambhutaha ityadina. By this, then Annat Purushaha iti antena, up to that. Up to that only required. Therefore, Guhagi Tattvena, Guhayam, Hriday Guhayam, Atma, Ita Atma Pratik, that is Abhinnat Brahmanaha, not different from Brahma. Tasmad Brahmanaha, Yet Tasmad Atmanaha, this Atma which is Pratyahatma, which is Yoveda Nihitam Guhayam, in the Hridaya Guha, which is hidden Gudaha as though, that is Brahma, therefore Brahmanaha, Akashadi, Dega Paryantam, starting from Akasha up to Dega, Jagat Utpannam iti Abhidaya, having presented the Janma of the Jagat, Utpanna of Jagat Utpannam, Uparishtadapi, over that also, So Kamayata, Bagusyam, Praja, Yeti, iti, Satapotapyata, Satapastapva, Idam Sarvam, Asrajata, Edidam Kincha, iti, Vakyena, up to that Vakya. Tasya Brahmanaha Jagat Sarjana Icha Purvaka Paryalochanena Jagat Srashtritvam Tittirihi Aha Ityartaha. Jagat Sarjanam is Jagat Srishti. Is preceded by Icha. Icha Purvakam, preceded by Icha, and it is Paryalochanam, visualization. Visualization preceded by the desire. The desire is the karma of the jiva. Because of that is a hetu. For that, for the exhaustion of the karma of the jiva only, the Ishvara visualized this Jagat. That is, therefore, karma becomes the Icha of the Ishvara. Karma of the jiva, that is Icha. Icha Purvakam, Ishvaraha Paryalochanena, Jagat Sashtritvam Asti Ishvarasya, Brahmanaha, iti Tittirihi, Tittiri Rishi, the Taittiriya Upanishad, Agugu, Uktavan. Then, having said that, in the next shloka, again the author, further he says from Chandogya, quoting from Chandogya, let us read. Idamagre sadevasid vakutvaya tadaikshata.
Idamagre
Idamagre
sadevasi
sadevasi
tadaiksha
vakuttvaya tadaikshata.
यतदैक्षता
तेजो बन्ना तेजो बन्नाण्डजाधीनि ससर्जेति च सामगाः
तेजो
तेजो
बन्नाण्डजालिनी
बन्नाण्डजालिने
ससर्जेति च
ससर्जेति च
सामगाः.
सामगाः.
The beauty of Vidyaranya Muni is he presents a mantra in a capsule form. Taittiriya Upanishad, now Chandogya Upanishad. He quotes from the Chandogya Upanishad and presents the mantra in a very small format, capsule form. Idamagre sadeva asit. Again, idam referring to the object. I the subject. The whole thing is about Asmad Ushmad Gochara. So I and idam referring to this Jagat, Yetat Jagat, Agre Purvam. So idam Jagat Purvam Sadeva Asit. Sadvastu Sadeva Brahma Eva Asit. Sadeva Asit idam Agre. Idam Agre means this Jagat. Now this Jagat has got name and form. Manifest Jagat. Vyakrita Nama Rupatmaka Prapanchaha. This creation, this Jagat, was it there before? No. Creation was not there before. Then what was before? This creation was in the unmanifest form. That is what we call Avyakritam, Prakriti, Maya, by so many words. Avyakritam, Maya, Prakriti, Avyakritam. The Jagat was in the unmanifest form. Avyakta Rupam, Avyaktam. Here Avyaktam. Avyaktam, sometimes the word we use to refer to Brahma. So this Avyakta Rupena Asit, Agre. So Agre Kim Asit, Sadeva Asit. Sat alone was there before Srishti, Idamagre, Srishtihe Purvam, Srishtihe Prak, Sadeva Asit. So therefore Sat, Brahma Eva Asit. That Brahma, Bhaguttvaya Tat Aikshata, here Aikshata, Lang Lakara is used, Alochayat. Kaha, that Sat, Brahma, Aikshata. That Aikshata visualized. Bhaguttvaya, Bahu, Aham, Bahu Bhavitum, Aikshata. May I become many. Bhagutvaya. Sadeva Somyadam Agre Asit Ekameva Dvitiyam. In fact, we saw that one mantra was taken, the whole chapter was dedicated before. Tadikshata Bhagusyam Praja Yeti Tattejo Asrajata Chandogya. That's what he says here. Tesham Kalu Yesham Bhutanam Triniyeva Bijani Bhavanti Andajam Jivajam Udbijam Iti Shruyati Chandogya Upanishadi. Very Chandogya Upanishad, it is in Samaveda. Therefore, Samagaha, like Shveta Shvatra Shakinaha, Taitri Shakinaha, similarly Samavedinaha, Patanti Vadanti. That is Saha Ishvaraha Aikshata. He visualized. Alochayat. Then Tejaha, up. Up is water. Then Anna. Tejaha is Agni. Up is Jalam. Then Anna, referring to Prithvi. Then Andajani, Anda Jayamanam, Vastuni, this Jivaha, Jantavaha, Jayamanam, Ityadhini. All this, Sasarja, Sarjanam, Akarot, Kaha, Ishvaraha, the one who visualized. That visualization is creation, Tapastaptva, as we saw before. So Bhagatvaya Aikshata, to multiply into this manifold Jagat, Ishvaraha, Bhagatvaya Aikshata. Why? To exhaust the karma of Jiva. But Jiva will never exhaust his karma. He will exhaust and do karma and further multiplies. It goes on and on. That is why we say Anadi. So Ishvaraha creates three bhutas. Tejaha, up and Anna. Anna referring to Prithvi. Teja is Agnihi. Up is Chalam. Then Andajadini. In the previous shlokas, five bhutas were mentioned from the Taittiriya Upanishad. Akasha, Vayu, Agnihi iti. But here Akasha, Vayu are missing. Only three bhutas are mentioned as creation. So now it is five bhutas or three bhutas. In fact, it is discussed in the Brahma Sutra. So, five bhutas. Srishti is not the Tatparyam. But Panchabhutas is what we say. Therefore, two bhutas not mentioned. Therefore, we have to add the two bhutas also. So, Akasha, Vayuhu, then Tejaha, Agnihi, then up water, then Annam, Prithvi. The Upanishad did not mention. We need to add. Even though in Srishti Tatparyam, that shows that there is no Tatparyam in the Srishti. But since Srishti Prakaranam is talked about, therefore we need to bring in the other two bhutas also. Therefore, Ishvaraha, Sasarja. Why should we add the other two bhutas? It is explained in the Brahma Sutra, particular Brahma Sutra. So there is no variation in the creation process. Because Akasha must be there for accommodation, and Vayu also, of course, must be there. So therefore, this all the five bhutas, though may not mention, we need to add. Now the whole Jiva, next, Andajadini. The whole Jiva is divided into four types. We have seen before also in Vedanta Sara. Andajadini, born of Anda Jayate, Andajam, Svedajam, that which is born of moisture, sweat, Svedajam. Then Jarayuja, that which is born of womb. Then Udbija, Udbitya, breaking open. Breaking open means breaking open the Prithvi. That is plant. How does plant come out from the earth? Breaking open the seed and the ground, it comes out. So these are the four categories of Jivarashi. The Sasarja, Ishvara created. Sasarja is Litlakara. Sasarja, past perfect. Ishvara created. Srijadatu, sixth conjugation. Sasarja. Then, so Sasarja, Ishvara created. Iti samagaha agugu. Samagaha samavedinaha agugu. Chandogya Upanishadi Samaveda Antargatayam Chandogya Upanishadi Uktamasti. Tadeva Samaveda Samahaha Samavedinaha Aguhu iti. Now Tika. Chandogye Brahmanaha eva jagat srashtritvam shrutam iti aha. So many Upanishadi author quotes to show that jagat srashtritvam is Ishvaraha Brahma iti. This is from Chandogya. Idam iti. Sadeva Somya idamagra asit ekameva dvitiyam. Very famous and important vakyam. Sadeva Satyeva e Somya, O pleasant looking one, e Shishya. Idamagre Jagataha Srishtehe Prak Ekameva Dvitiyam Sad Eva Asit. Iti Sadrupam Advitiyam Brahma Upakramya. Having introduced Advitiyam Sat, then Tat Aikshata, Tat Sat Brahma Aikshata Au Bhagusyam Prajaye Heti Tat Tejaha Asrajata Ityadina Tasya Eva Ikshana Purvakam Tejaha Ap Anna Srashtratvam Vidaya Tesham Kalu Yesham Bhutanam Triniyeva Bijani Bhavanti Andajam Jivajam Udbijam Ityadina Andajadi Sharira Nirmatratvam Cha Samaha Varnayanti Ityartaha. Bhagusyam Prajaye Yete, that is the visualization, that is the Iksha. Therefore, Ikshana Purvakam, preceded by Ikshana visualization. All these were Tejaha Annam Srashtratvam is Ishvaraha. Abhidaya, having presented Ishvara as the Srishtikarta of this, then Tesham Kalu Esham Bhutana. Bhutanam also Trini Bhutani here he says, but I said 4. One more is there, whether would be is not said here. It's okay. Andajam, Jivajam, Udbijam, Svedajam also is that. So iti Andajadi Sharira Nirmatratvam also attributed to Ishvara alone. It is Samagaha Varnayanti. It is Samagaha Varnayanti. The author, if you see, Vidyanamani, quotes from different Upanishads. Mundaka Upanishad, Aitreya Upanishad, Chandogya Upanishad. Author quotes from different Upanishads. It means there is Samanyata is there in all the Upanishads. Tattva Samanvaya, there's a sutra, Brahma Sutra. So all the Upanishads in the same language they talk. It's called Gati Samanya Nyaya, Avagati Samanya Nyaya. It is there in all the Upanishads, that is Samanya. Every Veda, every Upanishad repeats in the same tone, same language they speak, because the truth. That is the truth. So therefore, to get Shraddha in the Shastram, therefore the author quotes from different Upanishads. Not each Upanishad talks about different things. The same teaching. Teaching is uniform throughout. There is no difference or discrepancy in the teaching. That for that purpose only the author he quoted from different Upanishads. In fact, he is going to further quote from Mundaka, next one, 7th mantra. That we will see. We will see in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidham Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Dhanyavadaha.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ
ಧನ್ಯವಾದः ಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ವಿಶ್ವ.